Lolo, time for a random adventure. There's 23 subway lines in Seoul and in the Greater Seoul Area. And let's see which one we land on today.
우이정부? 왜 이렇게 우이정부랑 인연이 깊네 우리?
진짜 왜 그래? 16.
16밖에 없어?
응. 14, 16, 15, 14. Eoryong. Guess we're going back to Uijeongbu.
우이정부!
This is our 9th random adventure, with 4 being inside Seoul's city limits, and this is our 5th station outside of Seoul. So it seems to be mixing it up nicely so far, but it keeps sending us to the same cities, which is kind of funny, and that's just the name of the game. It was about an hour and 50-minute trip to Eoryong, starting at Ide Station and riding line number 2 to City Hall Station, transferring to line number 1, riding all the way up to Eoryong Station, and it was time to transfer to Uijeongbu's U Line, a fully automated light rail transit built just for the city of Uijeongbu.
This feels different, like transferring here instead though. Because last time we arrived here, and this time we're actually going to the Uijeongbu line, so. And you have to tap your card again, eh? 국제 결혼 정보.
그래서 여기 어떤 기숙사가 있는 거야. 그 현지에 있는 여자분들 있잖아. 결혼을 하러 한국에 올 수 있는 여자분들이 머무르고 있는 기숙사가 따로 있대.
Yeah, you see these advertisements sometimes, but mostly in the countryside, I would say, not too much in Seoul. And it's mostly women from like Southeast Asia and sometimes from North Korea too. Like North Korean defectors, I've seen that before. This train kind of feels like riding the train in Okinawa a little bit.
일본에서 트램 탈 때 느낌이 난다.
It was really interesting taking the U line on today's adventure because we could get a feel for what kind of a city Uijeongbu is like. Which, for those who don't know, it's a city of over 400,000 people about 25 kilometers north of Seoul. And the North Korean border is only about 35 kilometers to its north, so it's mostly known for its military presence. And honestly, I was pretty shocked at how nice it was, with a lot of modern developments and a ton of rivers to bike or walk along.
Alright, we have arrived at Eoryong Station. That was a pretty cool ride getting here, eh?
아주 좋았어.
Last time we went to Uijeongbu, which is kind of an older neighborhood overall, and we just saw most of Uijeongbu, and there's a lot of new buildings and kind of high-rises, so yeah, probably a lot different today than it was last time. So this is it right here. Eoryong Station. There's 2 exits. On exit 1, there's a big like industrial complex. So.
Industrial complex 맞아? It used to be 아니야?
그런 것 같아. Yeah, so last time we were kind of closer to the army bases, I think. And this time I think we're a little bit further away because we're in the very eastern part of Uijeongbu right now. Kind of on the very edge of the city, so.
지금 레노베이팅 하나 본데?
We ended up finding out later that there used to be a big Lotte Mart here, which is kind of like a Korean Walmart, but it ran out of business during the pandemic. We explored around a bit, and it seemed like the industrial complex had definitely seen better days. But there were still businesses here and there, and you could tell that some businesses were still thriving.
근데 저쪽 바깥에 사이드 있잖아. 거기는 많이 닫혔는데 지금 안으로 들어올수록 다 찼어. 일하는 사람도 꽤 많고.
So we saw on the map, in the middle of this industrial complex, there's a general cemetery or something. Yeah, it's right in the middle of it, so the location's kind of interesting, but it looks cool already from here.
스탬프 투어 할 수 있는 데가 있나 보다.
아, 의정부시 스탬프 투어?
부대찌개 거리, 뭐 제일시장. 제일시장 이런 데는 재밌겠다.
It seems like almost every city in Korea has some kind of tour, you know?
벚꽃길, 벚꽃 자전거길 천 따라서 엄청 많고.
정문부 was a military officer during the Joseon Dynasty who won several battles against the Japanese Imperial Army, but was eventually tortured and killed for participating in a revolt of Yi Gwal, a general at the time, which is a false accusation. In the early 1700s, this monument was written to commemorate his efforts in the province of Hamgyongdo, which is now in North Korea, and the monument was stolen by Japan when they occupied Korea in 1905, as it was commemorating a victory against them, which they held in Tokyo for 100 years all the way until 2005 when it was finally returned to North Korea where it originally belonged. And this one here is a replica that was built in 2007, placed beside the tomb of 정문부 and his family. And it's pretty insane how much history can be involved in what seems like a simple monument at first sight.
This area is kind of right in the middle of that industrial complex. Not really where you'd expect for something like this to be. Obviously this was here first and they built around it.
이런 장소를 만들 때 굉장히 고민을 많이 했을 거 아니야. 그러니까 동양에서는 그 풍수질이라는 거 있거든. 장소가 어떤 에너지에 영향을 받는다. 그런 게 있어. 그래서 뭐 어디 자리가 좋고 안 좋고 이런 게 있으니까 아무래도 굉장히 고르고 골라서 좋은 곳을 골라서 이렇게 했을 거 아니야. 근데 진짜로 산업지대 있고 막 이런 거 떠나서 딱 이런데 여기 딱 오면 뭔가 고요하고 평온하고 그 자리에 기운이 있긴 있는 것 같아. 중요한 분들을 모시기에 좋은 곳이 아닐까. 이 선생님, 여기가 나라에서 관리되는 게 아니고 종친회에서 관리되는 곳이에요?
역적이라
지금도?
예. 역적으로 돌아가시기 때문에 그 이름이 거기 없어요. 이순신 장군 같은 분은
네네네.
엄청 대단하잖아요. 그런데 이 양반은 아무것도 없고 오히려 후손들이 이렇게 했는데 생전 처음으로 의정부에 큰 저기 문화재가 없으니까 시에서 여기 문, 중간문, 중문
이거를
예, 그거 한 1억 들여갖고 처음 해줬어요. 이거 다 후손들이 한 거예요.
그러면은 선생님께서도 관련이 있으세요?
우리는 시에서 65세 이상 노인네들 일자리
네네네.
거기서 이제 복지관에 가서 우리가 신청을 해요.
네네네.
시 신청하라고 이제 이런 게 오면은 그 가서 했는데 됐어요. 밖에서 청소하는 사람 노노 케어라고 노인네들 찾아가서 이렇게 도우미 해주는 거 뭐 도시락을 독거 노인네들 도시락 배달해 주는 거 막 이렇게 3시간씩 돌아가면서 하는.
이게 다 돌아가면서 하시는구나.
우리는 이제 여기 한번 배치 받으면 1년은 해요.
올해 배치가 올해
계약직이 아니기 때문에 3시간씩 하고
그러시구나.
한 달에 한 번씩 이제 급여가 시청에서 나와요. 가난한 사람, 독거 노인들 뭐 누가 도와줄 수도 없고 대산도 없고 힘든 사람들.
힘드실 거예요.
그래서 나는 일부러 걷는 거예요.
그러시는데
집에서 운동하는 것보다도 여기 와 있는 시간에 계속 하면 훨씬 낫죠.
네, 좋아요.
예,
그렇게
좋아요.
네.
시간 내주셔서 감사해요.
네, 시간 내주셔서 감사합니다.
아이, 뭐야, 당연히 하는 일이. 해설도 잘 해드려야 돼요.
감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.
네, 즐거운 하루 되세요. Alright, so we just explored kind of the area to the west of the station. And now we're gonna go east and we're gonna walk on the stream and we're gonna get some food and then go check out, there's a new development kind of further east that looks kind of cool on the map. So let's see what it's like. So one of the amazing things about Uijeongbu is they've got all these streams everywhere. It seems like the infrastructure is really good for getting around just because the streams kind of fork out in a couple different directions. So when we were riding on the monorail, we could really see just how many bike paths and stuff there are, and it looks like it's just as good as riding in Seoul. So
we certainly noticed an aging population in the neighborhood of Millak-dong, but the closer we got to the downtown area, we could see that there were a bunch of kids in academies as well. So it seems like a lot of younger married couples have been moving here in recent years.
Oh, this could be funny, like for people that haven't been to Korea. The Korea took brands like Discovery Channel right here and National Geographic and Jeep and all these like outdoor brands. They all became clothing brands in Korea. So they just bought the rights to the name.
The National Geographic, yeah, sounds make sense, but even Kodak.
Oh yeah, Kodak too. So here we got another plaza area.
우리 콘크리트 정글에 들어왔다 지금.
Almost every one of our videos has had one of these areas if you've been watching the random explorations, and yeah, we're kind of proving that every city in Korea has this exact plaza.
근데 여기 약간 차별점은 낮인데도 굉장히 상가가 많이 열려 있고 낮에 갈 수 있는 곳도 좀 많고 사람도 젊은 사람도 진짜 많은데?
Oh, 맞아. But we're almost at the restaurant and we're gonna go to a pikbanjib, which is like kind of Korean home cooking.
안녕하세요. 두 명. 네. 사장님, 저희 가정식 백반 2개 할게요. 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다.
이게 다 나와. 안 되는데? 나 나와. 어떡해. 어떡해.
같이.
When you go to a baekpanjib like this, you don't really know exactly what you'll eat. But it's usually a bunch of banchan or side dishes like this, a bowl of rice each with a personal soup, and some sort of protein in the middle of it all. And in our case, we got cheukbokum, or spicy pork, my favorite dish in Korea.
밥도 맛있어.
맛있어? Nice. Let's dig in.
너 좋아하겠어.
진짜 맛있다, 배. 그렇게 잘 찾았어.
완벽해. 우리가 운이 너무 좋았어.
Oh, out of all the like random videos we've shot, that place was #1 for sure. It was all like perfect, you know? Like lots of diversity and flavor. Everything was really fresh, and also everything was kind of the banchan that we like, right?
오, 맞아. 너무 맛있었어.
It was time to head to our last area, the Shindoshi or New City. And on the way there, we saw the biggest E-Mart any of us had ever seen by far.
Wow.
아니, 여기 공간이 굉장히 많구나.
And yeah, these are all the like apartment buildings, all those really tall blocks that go all the way along here. And that's where we're going right there. Do you see down that way where the kind of tallest apartment buildings are? Feel like we're in the like suburbs of America kind of.
진짜요.
A lot of like used car lots have these kind of flags and stuff.
이게 그런 거야. 건설 이런 거 하잖아. 그럼 투자 분양하거나 아니면 분양을 받거나 집에 들어가려고.
이렇게 커?
이거 이런 거 항상 강원도 이런 데 가면 있잖아. 바닷가 근처에.
So they build this massive building just to sell apartments to people. Like
맞네.
여기는 진짜 장난 아니야. 발전을 엄청 많이 해.
와, 진짜 미쳤다.
That's the evidence. That's probably why they're building so much here. Is the GTX is going to come out here, which is the high-speed subway system. This is way different than a Eoryong Station. Last time we were
완전
here.
커. 여기가 몇 배나 더 새롭고 더 커.
When we got Uijeongbu today, I was kind of like, this isn't going to be that exciting, like for us, just to travel there.
너무 많이 왔어.
Because we've been to Uijeongbu 3 times together, and it always has kind of the same vibes like our last video here. A little bit on the older side and some bars and restaurants and stuff like that, but I did not expect there to be this much development here. It almost feels like the middle of nowhere, you know?
We kept venturing further east, and it was absolutely insane. An area that neither of us had ever heard of, and definitely wouldn't have visited if it wasn't for this video. Just completely filled with massive skyscraper apartment complexes. And it's not even in a central location or anything. It really proves how much Korea is willing to just go for it. With a quickly declining population, trying to do anything they can to build facilities and homes for families raising children, to spend a lot of money and try to keep the economy alive. But is it really sustainable? We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
AI 원어민? Wow, that's
Whoa.
Interesting. 여기에 너 친구가 없고 대신 AI에서 친구들이 있는 거야. 친구들 일자리 조심하세요. AI가 다 먹고 있습니다. 우리 때는 진짜 다 그 빨간 벽돌 빌라 있잖아. 그 사이사이 엘리에서 뛰어놀고 동네 구멍가게 편의점도 없으니까 동네 구멍가게 같은 데 가서 불량식품 사 먹고 또 위생법도 약해가지고 학교 바로 앞에 문방구 스테이셔너리스토어에서 막 그 불량식품 이런 거 많이 팔았거든. 아주 맛있었지.
When you grew up, you had a bunch of stores you went to and stuff, right? And you kind of knew the lady working at the tteokbokki place. Yeah, you probably had some like random stores that your mom knew the people working there. I bet a lot of the kids living here probably don't have that kind of relationship with the people in the area, right? Because even like a lot of the stores now are like unmanned ice cream stores. Or it'll be interesting to see like now that you don't really have to deal with people that much. Everything's done by kiosk or by phone. So it'll be interesting to see how people grow up now. Yeah, we're just about to finish our little exploration for today. So yeah, when we started out, we didn't get like a full picture. We saw the industrial complex, which seems like it's getting older, but there still are some companies there for sure. And then we saw that the shrine for the general, right? And then we saw the kind of the downtown area where we found that really nice pikpanjib. Yeah, that was really amazing. Stumbled upon this part of the city at the end of the day, but it's pretty crazy to see this much development going on in the middle of Uijeongbu, or the edge of Uijeongbu, I should say.
정말 예상할 수 없었으니까 사실 좀 재밌는 거잖아.
맞아.
그래서 진짜 예상할 수 없는 재미가 있구나, 삶에. 그런 것도 많이 느꼈고, 여기 돌아다니면서 사실 이렇게 겉으로 보기에 동네는 굉장히 새롭고 신도시잖아. 근데 여기 거주하시는 분들은 정말 나이대가 있으시잖아. 그러니까 그분들이 살았던 예전의 모습이 되게 궁금하기도 하면서 이분들은 지금 이렇게 바뀐 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지 좀 궁금하기도 했어.
Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you soon with some more videos.
Stay tuned.